Shout out to all. Oh wow. Shout out to all 6,000 people on the academy. I think we got about like 9,500 on King Academics, and we almost got 3,000 on Twitch, man. Shout out to everybody who's watching, and of course all my people watching on Rumble as well. All right, so we're gonna get into this lawsuit. It's a long lawsuit. Again, I'm gonna try to give you a good mix of information, but also breaking it down into some layman's terms because some of this stuff could be confusing. So again, Drake files as his real name here, right? Now, I do want to say that, remember in one of the petitions, in the New York petition, Drake didn't file as himself. Drake filed as Frozen Moments, which led me to believe that Drake was trying to conceal his actions. Yo, could y'all hear my dog or not? If y'all can't hear him, I'm about to shut the door on this nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hold on. It's loud as shit. Oh. Yo, chill the fuck out, nigga. Now I won't hear. Anyway, perfect. Good thing I built this. This thing is like a studio. All right, so cool. So Drake has filed in New York court as Frozen Moments, which is a company he owns, and by the way, that's the company that owns his copyrights for his music. However, since everybody has found out that it's Drake, Drake is now sued directly with his name. So it's Aubrey Graham versus Universal Music Group, and this is a really interesting lawsuit because of a few things. So check this out. So number one, it says the complaint here is Drake, through his attorneys, bringing this complaint against UMG. Now, the introduction starts off very interesting. It starts off with a quote from the chief executive officer of UMG, which is known as Lucian Grange. It says a single lie can destroy a reputation of integrity and ... While it takes years to build a reputation, it could be ruined in 5 minutes. Now, let me just look up this quote because I think I know where this quote is from. Okay? I think I know where this quote is from. Give me a second. I don't think, no, that's not it. Where is it from? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I wanted to prove it to y'all, but I think this quote is from a lawsuit that involved Diddy. That they tried to sue UMG and Lucian Grange, claiming that Lucian Grange was at some of these freak-offs or parties of Diddy and attended his home frequently. UMG's lawyers, on behalf of Lucian Grange, I believe, responded swiftly and vehemently saying, yo, bitch, you lying. Lucian Grange never went to Diddy's house and wasn't in LA or wherever at these times. And basically, in attacking that lawyer that made those erroneous claims, they quoted this, which isn't a original Lucian Grange quote. Is actually, I think they track it back to it's either Warren Buffett or somebody else. So that's where that quote is from, which is ironic because I think Drake is using a quote that was derived from a lawsuit that was trying to put Lucian Grange in some Diddy shit, all while some people would say what Kendrick accused Drake of is some Diddy shit, right? So number one, it says, in the middle of the night on May 7th, a armed group of assailants drove up to the Toronto house in which Drake and his family resided. Drake was inside. The car stopped in front of the residence. Someone yelled, "Fuck Drake!" And at least one gunman began to open fire. One bullet went through the security gate and hit Drake's front door. Another bullet struck and wounded a security guard who was one of Drake's friends. While the car drove away, Drake and the others in the house summoned help for the security guard and did everything possible to keep him alive. During nearly 30 minutes it took for the ambulance to arrive, Drake and others labored to keep the man alive by applying pressure to the gunshot wound with towels, Blood was everywhere. After the security guard arrived at the hospital, surgeons worked quickly to remove the bullet, stop the bleeding, and save his life. Though it took days for his condition to stabilize, thankfully the security guard survived. The very next day, May 8th, a different intruder used his bare hands to dig a hole under the security fence surrounding Drake's house. He managed to dig deep enough to squeeze through and enter Drake's property. Fortunately, Drake's home security guards caught him before he was able to cause any physical harm, although the trespasser managed to yell racist slurs and threats against Drake before escorted off the property. On May 9th, the very next day, another attempted break-in happened. In the 2 decades leading up to May 2024, although Drake was constantly in the public eye, nothing remotely like these events had ever happened to him or his family. But these events were not coincidental. They immediately followed and were approximately caused by UMG's actions leading up to May 4th. UMG is the world's largest music company. Also, the music company that has represented Drake for more than a decade. Let's see. Hold on. Sorry, I missed where I was reading. Okay, here. For a decade. Yet on May 4th, UMG approved, published, and launched a campaign to create a viral hit out of a rap track that falsely accused Drake of being a pedophile and calls for violent retribution against him. Even though UMG enriched itself and its shareholders by exploiting Drake's music for years, and it knew its salacious allegations against Drake were false, UMG chose corporate greed over the safety and well-being of his artists. In controversy, UMG saw an opportunity, seized it, and continued to fan the flames, even after learning that the incitement of violence on May 7th and 8th, along with the unrelenting vitriol towards Drake that has followed. The song in question is Not Like Us, the recording, written and performed by Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, professionally known as Kendrick Lamar. The recording was intended to convey the specific, unmistakable, and false factual allegation that Drake is a criminal pedophile, and to suggest that the public should resort to vigilante justice in response. The recording is defamatory because its lyrics, its album image, the image, and the music video, the video, all advance the false and malicious narrative that Drake is a PDF file. The lyrics repeatedly accuse Drake of engaging in criminal acts, including calling him a certified pedophile and a predator who needs to be placed on a oh my God, I don't even know I'm laughing. On a neighborhood watch. The image was designed to reinforce, and in fact reinforces the accusation by depicting Drake's actual Toronto's house, covered in the icons that are known to be used by law enforcement, as well as public safety applications like Citizen, to identify sex offenders' residences online. The video bolsters the same message, for example, by showing images associated with sex trafficking and juxtaposing the game of hopscotch with the lyrics, accusing Drake of trying to strike a chord, and it's this is like jokes, and it's probably a minor. Wow. The lawsuit isn't about the artist who created Not Like Us, so he pretty much says, I'm not suing Kendrick. It is instead entirely about UMG, the music company that decided to publish, promote, and exploit and monetize allegations that it understood were not only false but dangerous. As UMG knows and has known at all relevant times, the recording, image, and video allegations are unequivocally false. Drake is not a PDF file. He's never engaged in acts that would require to be placed on a neighborhood watch. He's never engaged in sexual relations with a minor. Drake has never been charged with or convicted of any criminal acts whatsoever. Notwithstanding this knowledge that these allegations were fabricated, starting in May 2024, UMG waged an unrelenting campaign to spread the recording, image, and video, called the defamatory material, as widely as possible. They did so because it understood that recordings, inflammatory and shocking allegations were a gold mine. Spreading the defamatory material served the business purposes for UMG. First, The more people who listen to and stream and watch and download the defamatory material, the more money UMG and his executives would make. Second, UMG owns Kendrick Lamar's entire back catalog of recorded music. The leadership of Interscope had every incentive to prove it could maximize Lamar's sales after only recently persuading him to enter into his own direct license for a limited recording commitment of new music. Third, in contrast with Lamar's first direct deal, UMG's contract with Drake was nearing fulfillment. What? In contrast with Lamar's first direct deal. Okay, so Drake's new deal was almost fulfilled. And on information and belief that Universal anticipated that extending Drake's contract would be costly, by devaluing Drake's music and brand, Universal will gain a leverage to force Drake to sign a new deal on terms more favorable to UMG. UMG's campaign was successful. The recording cloaks cleverly dangerous lyrics behind a catchy beat and an inviting hook. Capitalized on those attributes, UMG used every tool at its disposal to ensure that the world would hear that Drake like him young. The defamatory material has been played billions of times. Its false central message has gone viral via social and legacy media channels in dozens of languages. At minimum, hundreds of millions of people spanning the globe. It's not just fans of rap who now believe Drake is a certified pedophile. The recording has been ubiquitous. UMG used its promotional resources and exclusive licensing rights to place a recording on numerous nationally televised events, including but not limited to award shows, national political events, and more. But billions of plays and ubiquity was not enough for UMG. Over the course of the last several months, UMG made several financial investments that leveraged the professional connections via sophisticated and highly organized publicity campaigns to arrange for the recordings to be performed at one of the most significant and viewed cultural events of the year, the Super Bowl. UMG is legally responsible for the release, publication, and promotion of the defamatory material, including the foreseeable consequences of the same. UMG's business is to possess the exclusive rights to reproduce, distribute, and license music, including over the internet. In other words, it is only with UMG's explicit approval that the defamatory material could have been released in the first instance and later streamed, shared, and performed publicly and exploited by content creators on TikTok and on Instagram. UMG's campaign went well beyond the traditional music company's playbook. Indeed, UMG has unleashed every weapon in its arsenal, include on information and belief, certain practices that are unlawful. They're talking about bots. In memorandum to staff reflected on the highlights of 2021, Sir Lucian Grange remarked that it was harder than ever for artists to break through the noise. As for example, 60,000 songs are added to Spotify every day. UMG made sure that Not Like Us broke through the noise. For one, UMG took the unprecedented step, contrary to his internal practices, to remove the recording's copyright restrictions on YouTube and Twitch, thereby whitelisting the recording. That's what they're talking about, giving streamers the ability to stream it. Thereby whitelisting the recording to ensure content creators would republish it broadly. On information and belief, UMG and its agents further put a thumb on the scale by covertly offering financial incentives to third parties to deceptively stream the recording on streaming platforms, to play the recording on the radio, or to otherwise promote and endorse the defamatory material, all without ever disclosing the payments. These actions not only spread and further ingrained the defamatory statements in the minds of the public, but deceived the consumers and harmed Drake economically. Predictably, millions of people who listened to the recording or saw the image believed the defamatory material to be true. UMG has previously published Lamar's song Euphoria, which was widely understood to be targeted at Drake, which stated, "Don't tell me no lie, I won't tell no truths about you," as voluminous Public commentary confirms the average listener and viewer of has understood that the defamatory material to reflect the truth rather than the art or hyperbole. In the words of the commentator, everyone believes that Drake loves touching children. UMG's greed yielded worldwide real-world consequences. As described above, it was 3 days after UMG originally published the song, Drake was targeted at his home by armed intruders in the 2024 equivalent of Pizzagate. What? Pizzagate. The online response was similar, violent, and hateful. An avalanche of online hate speech that branded Drake as a sex offender and a pedophile, among other epithets. Public commentary has repeated the false claim that Drake is a pedo and a sexual abuser on the level of Weinstein, Diddy, and Epstein, who traffics children in a shipping container and harbors convicted sex offenders in his Toronto home. In direct response to UMG's publications, social media users call for the Federal Bureau of Investigations, FBI, to come at this point and for Drake to be locked up and be behind bars. The mob-like response to the recording continues to unfold on and offline. Recently, flyers were plastered all over Toronto with a photo of Drake and a Canadian YouTuber who was sentenced for 3 years in prison for sexual assault with the words, "Canadian sex predators gotta stick together." With the palpable physical threat to Drake's safety and a bombardment of online harassment, Drake fears for his safety and for the security of his family and friends. After the attacks on his home, he pulled his son, Adonis, out of his elementary school he attended in Toronto due to safety concerns. And once school ended for the summer, Drake arranged for his son and his mom to leave Toronto entirely. Day to day, Drake continues to take steps to address persistent threats to his security. The violence and vitriol towards Drake was foreseeable. The recording falsely accuses Drake of one of the most vile behaviors imaginable and explicitly calls for retaliatory and violence retribution against him. The false pedophile accusation is a devastating, effective method of assassinating someone's character online. While when spread virally, the accusation could destroy an individual's reputation in a matter of days. As one expert on conspiracy theories has explained, there's always been a certain amount of salaciousness in these conspiracy theories, and if it involves children, people immediately just lose their minds, even if the children don't exist. If you put out the suggestion out there, it grabs a hold in a way that is difficult to dislodge. UMG understands how dangerous these kind of allegations are. Indeed, when it comes to allegations against UMGs and executives, they have not hesitated to take legal actions against their accusers. Just last year, UMG and Sir Grange was accused, in their words, without the slightest factual basis of aiding and abetting, okay, here we go, Diddy in his criminal sex acts. Moving to dismiss the complaint against them, UMG and Sir Lucian Grange argued that the accusations were offensively false of criminal behavior that would be libelous per se, if not contained within a legal filing. Sir Lucian Grange called the allegations against him, knowing that they were malicious, false, and defamatory. He also explained that a single lie, okay, so it was from that, so I get proof now, destroys a reputation and integrity while it takes years to build, okay? The recognizing false allegations against him might interfere with his efforts. Oh my God, there's a lot of fucking reading. Ooh, let's not do that, Cardi. Give me 1 second. I gotta go grab some water or something and take a piss. Hold up. Law and Crimes. I'm gonna let Law and Crimes talk.
He was hip hop's biggest.
Wow, I think I'd have to talk about Drake. Did they? No, they did. No, they didn't talk about Drake all day. What? Oh, they didn't get to it. Just give me 1 second. My throat getting dry. Pause. Okay. Okay. Let's play this YouTuber. So this is one of the guys who's mentioned in there, and he's saying that Drake snitched on him. Give me 1 second. All right, I gotta go get some.
Man, ain't no well this video. There's no way, Drake. Drake, there's no way I'm reading what I'm reading right now, dog. Oh, nah. Ain't no coming back from this. Man, hey, I never see another Drake. Boy, hey, there's no way y'all can vouch for this here. Y'all, bruh, just like what the title said, this is exactly what's happening. This nigga Drake them snitched on the reaction community. It's no way. It's no way you got us in this case, dog. Nigga, we chilling, having fun. And you got us listed in the case? Oh, this gotta be the softest nigga ever, dog. Man, hey, Drake, you ain't hip-hop, bro. It's no way. You a great artist, I give you that all day long. I promise you. Can't take that from you. But bro, you gotta be the softest nigga in the history of Earth. Yo, look at this, y'all. I ain't even finna waste y'all time, dog. Look at this shit. Look at this. Read, nigga. Can y'all read? Read it. I'm gonna give y'all a couple seconds to read it. And then I'm gonna read it. This is real. This is real. The top part, this is what I said when I saw it. Drake, ain't no way you snitching on me, bro. I can't believe this nigga got my name right there. He got RDC, he got Cartier family, he got, who else? Ziz, Castanet, all the big niggas. If you gonna put some of us, you gotta put all of us. You can't just put the big niggas. Man, there's no way, dog. Yo, this nigga really said, he said the label, UMG, gave content creators basically the right to monetize our videos to spread, to defame his image, basically. Basically, to make him look bad, they let us monetize our content. Nigga, what? That makes no sense. We was gonna react to it anyway. Whether we got paid or not, nigga, we still was gonna react. Dre, you must be new here. That's the biggest thing we complain about. Copyright, nigga. Copyright. Niggas was gonna react anyway. This is the biggest beef ever, nigga. Do that make sense to you? Man, ain't no way this nigga this crazy, dog. This nigga said they let us monetize our video to spread his defaming even more. Drake, we wasn't thinking about you, bro. We wasn't thinking about how it made you look. Nigga, we was happy about the beef as a whole. Nigga. Music Reactors was happy it was beef. Y'all was going track for track. That was the greatest thing that happened last year. And probably like the past 20 years. We ain't cared nothing. At the end of the day, nobody expected to get paid from that beef. Cause we just knew it was gonna get copyrighted. We can't help them niggas ain't put claims on that stuff. That ain't our fault, nigga. That's not our fault. Yo, I can't believe this, dog. I can't believe this nigga Drake. Bro, I was just about to tweet. This nigga got UMG, Spotify, all them in the chokehold right now. They say he done settled. Drake ain't settled nothing. That nigga Drake, he act like he settled so he could just drop the real lawsuit. Now he really on their neck, which was smart. I gotta give him that. I feel like he got them boys right where he want them. But then I saw this here, dog. I saw this right here. I said, ain't no way Dre snitched on this, bro. Ain't no way he snitched. He literally named certain niggas. And then you got me up there third. What he say F me for? Hey, that's crazy. That nigga Drake about to take our channels, bro. Ain't no way this nigga finna take our livelihood. This is how we feed our family, Drake. You can't be going out there saying niggas' names. I thought you was a real nigga. You supposed to keep that in the streets. Hey, y'all, bruh. Hey, obviously I'm not taking it serious.
So I guess he's like I think he's a reviewer, like a reactor. So he's like upset. Okay. All right. Might have to try to speed through this because this is a lot to read. Okay. I do want to get to some important stuff. So many months. Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh, okay. I didn't know this. Many months prior to filing this litigation, Drake attempted to privately deal with these claims with UMG, right? Clearly probably say, yo, UMG, I think y'all fucked me over. Give me my $600 million and blah, 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 right? Drake believed, per Sir Grange, that UMG's leadership should be held accountable for the decisions we make and how we conduct ourselves. That's probably a quote from Lucian Grange. As UMG purports to care about threatening and abusive behavior, indeed, UMG's code of conduct notes harassment can take different forms. Speech that is threatening or abusive and declares that violence, threats, and physical intimidations are not tolerated at Universal Music. Yo, Drake, gang. Yo, Drake. Yo, I got to send you this message publicly. Bruv, you got to just be like, yo, my lawyer was tweaking a little bit. What? Nigga, we love violent music. What you like? No. This is, you got your lawyer quoting a UMG handbook policies for employees. Y'all are rappers. We love when niggas kill niggas and rap about it. I love personally, my favorite genre of music is indictment music. I don't know what type of handbook shit they talking about, nigga. Like what the hell? UMG purports to care about this and the code of conduct in UMG. What the hell? Ain't no code of conduct for rappers? Nah, Drake, yo, listen. I know y'all gonna say I'm shooting him some bail, but listen, Drake wasn't that tapped in when this lawsuit was getting cooked up. Trust. It says speech that's threatening or abusive. Nigga, that's the best type of rap. And declares that, Drake is even rapped about, spinning blocks. It said, violence, threats, and physical intimidations are not allowed not tolerated at, hold on. Wait. How am I hearing this? Oh, okay. Not tolerated at Universal Music because we share the responsibility of safety. Yet in response to Drake's concerns, UMG responded that Drake would face humiliation. Well, they were right. UMG told Drake, yo, you're going to be humiliated if you sue us. Presuming that the public would not be able to understand UMG's role in exploiting and profited from this dispute. UMG's posture in the world's largest music company was that it was untouchable. They're right. I'm sorry, I fuck with Drake, but they're right. Everything they just said is right. Yo, Drake, if you sue us, you're getting humiliated. Drake's getting humiliated. Yo, we're the biggest music company. What the fuck you think you're gonna do? UMG's response to Drake was especially perverse, given that that is perfect willing to sue to protect its own interests when it believes that doing so will protect its property. UMG is engaged in the business of acquiring, administering, licensing, exploiting, and otherwise monetizing the music of artists, including Drake, and does not hesitate to file lawsuits when doing so when it suits its financial interests. This lawsuit is necessary and appropriate because UMG has repeatedly defamed Drake while exploiting Drake and monetizing his work. With his own record label have waged a campaign against him and refused to address the business matter, Drake has been left with no choice but to seek legal redress against UMG. UMG may spin this complaint as a rap beef gone legal, but this lawsuit's not about a war of word between artists. This lawsuit includes no claim against Mr. Lamar or any other artist. It's about UMG, the publisher and exclusive right holder of Lamar's music, as well as Drake. And its malicious decision to publish and promote through covert means false allegations about UMG that they knew were false, explosive, inflammatory, and certain that it would both result in vitriol and substantive harm to Drake's reputation. Notwithstanding the relationship spanned more than a decade, UMG intentionally sought to turn Drake into a pariah and a target for harassment or worse. They did so not because it believed in the false claim, but instead it would profit from damaging Drake's reputation. They're then bringing this lawsuit to hold UMG responsible for the actual foreseeable harm Drake has suffered and will continue to suffer because of UMG's choice to elevate profits over the well-being of its artists. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. This lawsuit makes Drake look horrible because even his lawyer is saying, say you're a Drake fan and you're like, nah, Drake career is fine. Like, yo, he's still number one. Like, he blah, blah, he's gonna, whatever. He's gonna drop new music. Nobody's gonna remember this. His own lawyers are basically saying Drake's reputation and his career is harmed. All right, so we get to a plaintiff thing. We don't need to read that. Jurisdiction, they want over 75,000. Background, we don't really need to get into that. Drake's an international superstar. UMG's a music giant. It tries to break down like the record contract process in the music industry. Control over a single album or other collection of works are governed by multiple contracts, including the traditional recording label deals and distribution, publishing, and licensing deals. In a traditional recording deals, label retains an exclusive right to an artist and their recordings, and the right to the re-recordings, the composition. Okay, saying a bunch of nothing. Okay. All right. UMG size dwarfs other music companies and gives them an advantage. Their physical presence is in 200 geographic markets. It gives them a huge critical edge. Okay. UMG executives are handsomely compensated for exploiting artistic works, this and third. Then they go into saying that UMG reports that executive compensation is driven by its transition to more performance-based packages. UMG executives, including those at Interscope, which Kendrick Music would be coming out of, have an annual incentive program which they're rewarded for meeting and surpassing sales and profit projections, among other metrics. Incentives are largely based on specific UMG division, rather than the performance of UMG generally. For example, the annual incentive or bonus for Interscope CEO John Janik is based 90% on the financial success of Interscope and only 10% on the financial success of UMG as a whole. Okay. They have a long partnership started in 2009. They extended it after 2022 or in 2022. I think that's the $400 million we're talking about, which means that Certified Lover Boy was probably the last album out of the. Let's look at Drake's discography. Okay. So in Drake discography land, yeah, so Certified Lover Boy appears to have been the last one of the last thing. So honestly, never mind. For All the Dogs, Her Loss, right? Which is 3 projects. And apparently the 4th would be this Party album that we don't have. Even though I swear that Certified Lover Boy was part of the original mix. Anyway, okay. Yeah. Sir Lucian Grange described Drake as one of the biggest artists of today and expressed that UMG could not be more excited of what lies ahead for its relationship with Drake. Through the contract extension, UMG profits from its exclusive right to exploit Drake's music. The contract between UMG and Drake is up for negotiation in 2025, this year. But by the spring of 2024, UMG understood that the rise of streaming platforms has enhanced the bargaining power of artists. Established artists whose contracts are coming up for renewal are in an improved position to demand higher take rates due to an improvement in visibility of cash flow and risk reduction. That's kind of interesting. What Drake just explained there is that maybe this isn't a play about give me more money up front in advance, so 600 or whatever. This might be okay, you want to sign me again? Let's do a deal that includes my entire catalog, but it will give me a different rate on what I'm going to get in the future. All right. So they said it now. They published the defamatory material on the 4th. They published it on streaming on YouTube, YouTube Music, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Pandora, iHeart, Tidal, blah, blah. When viewed on Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon and iHeart, it basically said exclusive license to Interscope, which is a division of UMG, since the defendant initial publication of the recording. The recording has been streamed globally more than 900 million times on Spotify alone as the date of this filing. The song repeatedly accuses Drake of criminal acts, including pedophilia and other acts that would require him registering as a sex offender. Within the first minute, the recordings identified Drake by name and states that Kendrick has heard that Drake likes him young. Wow. This is a whole thing. Okay. So they say the defamatory material is false. All the allegations is false. Drake publicly denies that it. They're saying that Drake had rapped on the Hard Part 6. He said, never been with no one underage. And that his name is now on the sex offender list. Okay. He's a target of violence. This is when they shot the spot. They're saying on May 7th across the globe in London, someone messed with Drake's OVO clothes and it read "Not Like Us." On May 8th, someone tried breaking his house again. May 9th, there's another trespasser. Okay. They continue to defame Drake by putting out the music. Okay. Yeah, chat. This is a lot of stuff, man. I can't read through all 81 pages. This is a lot, man. Essentially, they're using like pictures from the Pop Out. Universal Music Group put up a picture of the Pop Out. They're using this whole thing where Drake's house could be seen with the Predator things on top of it. They're also using what else? Let me see. Featured playlists by the label, which they're saying that they were pushing Kendrick's song heavy, right? So this is a cover art. They're using that again. They're saying that they granted a license for people to promote the defamatory material. Then also okay. Now, this part is about like this whole like Super Bowl thing. So watch this. They talk about during Kamala's campaign, she used a song. It says the recording also played during the highly anticipated roll call vote for president during national convention for the Democrats. The recording blared in the United Center as California Governor Gavin Newsom cast the state's delegates. The convention was reportedly viewed by 20 million people on 12 networks. The recording also became the postseason anthem for the LA Dodgers playoff run and eventually the 2024 World Series victory. The Dodgers had featured in the recording a hype In the hype video posted before the YouTube page, Lamar is set to headline the Super Bowl in New Orleans on February 9th, which will be broadcasted on Fox on information and belief. He has conferred, Universal conferred financial benefits and leverage existing business.
So Drake is now suing UMG, and more info about the lawsuit has came out. I don't know why anyone's surprised about how everything is going. Drake, honestly, is ruining his legacy and career bit by bit, and it's so sad for me to say. Him with all these lawsuits and stuff. Like, okay, let's say Kendrick is botting and all that stuff. Bro, botting is to a point. I like what Axe said before, rappers like Drake and stuff, they're in their own little bubble. Their entourage is never playing Not Like Us. He's never seen Not Like Us. He did not know the song was that big. But yes, Not Like Us is a hit song. Like, internationally, Drake is the bigger artist, but when you're at the top for so long, bro, people don't want to see you there anymore. And I feel like that's the case what happened with Drake partly. And also, Not Like Us, it's a bop, bro. Like, it's an anthem. Like, bro, it's sad to say. And Drake, man, Drake might be one of the most hypocritical rappers. You know, he's emotional. Like, man, I don't know. I don't know how to defend it. Um, just gotta wait and see. Like the lawsuit, him putting all these people's names in there for reacting. Like, let's keep it a beam, bro. Even if UMG didn't make it so, like, people wouldn't get striked or something, they were still gonna react, bro. And the reason why it has a lot of views is because this it's what was the number one song for however many weeks, and the biggest rap feud in the last like 10 years. Like, come on, bro. Like, let's say roles were reversed and you were the one that dropped a Not Like Us on Kendrick. Anyways, it's your boy Big Egg News. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, man. I'm out.